He said .com.
Why am I hearing all this feedback in my stuff?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, okay. I'm hearing some feedback from somewhere. I don't know where it's coming from, but
Try it now. Do you hear feedback? Do you hear feedback?
yes, I do. All right, so at least y'all can hear. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me today? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, so we're back. I'm looking at Q text me. He says not working. So can you guys hear me there?
We hear y'all.
We
good
hear.
now.
Thank you,
it's good.
Nicole. All right, so listen, I apologize for all the technical difficulties. This app has, not working kind of crazy today. That's what happened when you start getting all these apps, and we might need to go back to our old school way, even though this is a lot better. Now we gotta stay because it's 21st century podcasting. It's just not working today. I don't know. Somebody has put something in our app.
You always trying to give up on something new.
I quit it in a minute. I quit it in a minute. Now, so listen, thank y'all for saying we're good. I'm going to ask y'all to do me a huge favor, and for the second time, please share our live. We're a little late getting started, but we're going to make up some time. We're talking about child support issues tonight. This is a big problem that's plaguing our community. So we had a whole episode. What?
They saying no sound. What's this say? Is this?
Are you on the right one?
Am I on the
can't
right
hear.
one?
No, you might be on the
I'm on the
other
wrong one. Okay.
You know what?
never
Okay,
mind.
Kia
'Cause
said.
I'm getting nervous. Like what?
We all get nervous. But I'm going to ask you guys to do me a favor and share the live again, and hopefully we can stay up. We've already introduced, we've already talked to our sponsors, we've already done that, and we've already played our video, okay? So if you're just tuning in tonight, Britney, can we play that interview again for the people who are just tuning in so that this can make sense?
I just watched the video and I'm so fucking embarrassed, bro. I'm so fucking embarrassed. This guy was going around asking women, and mostly black women, asking these women, what would you rather have? Would you rather have a broke guy who's still a father and who's at home, and around for your kids, but he broke? Or would you rather have a financially stable man and pay the child support? My heart is racing, y'all. Do you know every last one of these bitches said that they would rather have the check? Every one of them bitches said they would rather have the check. I get the check. It's not a big check, but I get the check. I give anything to have my kids' daddy at home. Anything. Anything, bro. You bitches want the check? You bitches want the fucking check. I'm so embarrassed to be a black woman right now because you hoes want the fucking check.
Hey, you've heard what we're talking about tonight is, as I was stating earlier, this man he interviewed several women of all different nationalities, and the young lady was saying that most of our black women, and please share this live real quick. Please, I need my numbers to get back up. I need y'all to share the live and then put shared in the comment box, okay? Please share it. But what she was saying was most of our black women said that they would much rather have a father that could pay all of their bills in the house and be busy working versus someone that did not make a lot of money and that was spending a lot of time with the kids. And she was very, very upset that our race of people would choose the majority of that. So does that register with the women that are listening? Which would you rather have? Would you rather have somebody that works that does not work a lot and does not make a lot of money, but he's spending a lot of times with your children, which is y'all joint kids? Or is the finances? Would you rather bear the brunt of being the parent full-time as a full-time parent, but you got a man that goes out and bringing the bed, bringing the groceries? Which would you rather have? I need to see your comments in our comment. Which would you rather have? Does this resonate with you? This situation make you sad? Do you agree with this woman? Do you a lot of questions that that I have here, and I think we can start off answering some of these questions and coming up with the answers. I've got about 10 to 15. I can't hear myself no more, but I guess you got it right because you're changing stuff. I've got about 10 or 15 questions that we're going to go over, and I guess you can. And then we'll get the answers to them. All right. And if you have any child support questions that you want to put, the young lady that used to work for the child support, she's actually retired from the child support office. She does not want to be on camera. But if you any of your child support questions, put them in a comment, or you can call us at 501-650-9726, 501-650-9026. Okay, so I'll start off answering some questions, and Britney, I guess you can get the answers from our child support. I can hear it now. You can get the answers from our child support specialist, and then we will just answer. The first questions that I think that a lot of people would like to know, that if you're trying to open up a child support case, how hard is that? What do you need to do to open up for any individual who are trying to seek some support from a non-custodial parent? How do they go by starting a child support case? That's the first question. Brittany, you already know the answer to that, Brittany. Do you know the answer to that?
Shade.
No, that's not. I'm not. That's not shade. Y'all be thinking I be on shade. That's not shade. I promise you. I am pretty shady.
Listen, y'all. I'm doing so much in the background. I don't even.
All right, well, Q. We'll go Q. How hard is it to start a child support? And she's going to give you an answer, so you ain't got to think about it, Q.
I ain't got to think about it.
Okay.
I know it's not hard.
Okay, well, tell us how they start the child support case.
I don't remember.
Well, you just go down. You go downtown to the child support office, and you give them the information that you need, which is like Social Security numbers, and you know what I mean? They're going to ask you all these questions about who is the father and all that type of stuff. You fill out the paperwork, and then they assign you a caseworker, and the caseworker works your case. Okay. And then you guys go back and forth to court, or however they needs to do or whatever. But basically, they handle it for you.
So you just basically go down there, tell them all the information, tell them all your business, basically, who your baby daddy is or who your baby mama is. And then just basically they start a case. They open a case for you. You got to give them as much information as you possibly know about your non-custodial parent, and then they will start a case for you.
Yes. Okay. You actually starting the case. They're just helping
doing the work. They're just running them down.
Footwork.
Trying to tell them where he lives, where he works, all of the information. What if you don't know their job? What if you don't know the job? I mean, if you don't know where they work, do you just give them as much information as possible? Okay, yes, she's saying yes. She gives them as much. If you don't know the job, you don't have to have the job. They'll run their Social Security number through the database, and if they're getting a paycheck, they will find them, basically.
Oh, definitely.
All right. So if you know Social Security, as much information as you know about your significant other or your non-custodial parent, you go down there to the child support office, and they will start this investigation for you. Okay. So one other question I had. You have something different.
So the person basically who used to work for child support says if the child and mother are on Medicaid, the case is going to open with DHS anyway.
So it's going to automatically. So if your child is on Medicaid, that automatically means that the non-custodial parent has to be on child support.
Yes. So if they're on Medicaid, the kid and the mother's on Medicaid,
which we talked about.
The state, will open up a case for you.
So we already talked about that. That if your kid is receiving Medicaid, or if you're on housing, some state government official program, then more than likely they're going to require. If you are a female, they're going to require that your baby daddy, since they're giving you this assistance, they're going to require that your baby daddy be on child support. So they basically mandate that.
Yeah,
she said food stamps, and daycare vouchers.
Yes.
Any of that?
Yes, any government assistance. a government assistance, they're going to put you on child support.
Here's what I question. Another question that I have. I mean, I don't know if they're asking questions yet.
Is the comment line 650-9726?
9726 501-650-9726. Yes, that is the comment line.
I got it on there. You can
Yeah.
or you can copy it.
501-650-9726 if you want to call and ask your question. One other question that I had is if you have paid child support for, let's say, some point of time for like 5 years, and you find out that that baby is not yours through DNA, can you go back and get the child support money that you have paid? And she's saying no. Wow.
You have to petition the court.
So when you petition the court, how often is that money returned? Do you see that pretty consistently?
Ooh,
it's
0.
never returned. So one of my friends said that he went to court and he had taken care of this son for so many years. And he said that when he petitioned to get the money back, they were married. And the judge told them that he should have established paternity before.
That's
that.
what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Now that's really on the man, because why would you sign for a child that's not yours? And that's what we're saying.
Well, if he's married, he doesn't have to sign. This person
I'm
was
saying,
married.
Well, you still need to get a DNA, whether you're married or not.
Yeah.
Because if there's a such thing as adultery, we can get up out this marriage, and I don't got to pay nothing.
But average, on most cases, if someone is married, 85 to 90% of the time, the baby is.
Where your statistics coming from, baby?
I'm guessing.
Yeah, don't do
that's
that.
not
That's
factual.
what you got her on the first episode about.
That's not factual.
Don't do that. We need you to look that up
that's
now.
not factual.
Don't do
But
that.
but I'm assuming that if you are married,
That's a high number, B-level.
well, I mean, I would assume that most people are not cheating and having affairs and
That's
having
a
babies
really
by
high
people.
number
I
with
don't
no
know.
proof.
I would just say that the majority of the people who are there should be. If you're married, you don't have to sign the birth deed. You don't have to assume that the baby is yours because you're married. So it's easy when a divorce for the judge to award some child support in the judge. In my first marriage, when I got a divorce, the judge ordered it in the first marriage. So
She says at the time of the divorce, they have to ask for the test. They have to ask.
So at the time of divorce, you can ask for a blood test to establish paternity.
Yeah.
But if you don't and you pay that money,
That's your
you
baby.
cannot go back and get that money.
That's
So
your
you
baby.
really need to listen. If you are on here and fellas, if you're on here and you have any doubt that the children that a woman is seeking child support for, if you have any doubt that this child is yours, you should make sure you ask for a paternity test. And does child support office provide that for you? Okay. And if it turns out to be, they do supplies that. So if you ask the child support people that you're unsure that this is your child, they will provide a paternity test for you. If the baby happens to be yours, turned out to be yours, do they charge you for the paternity test? So you will be charged. But I'm assuming if you go out and buy one anyway, you're going to pay it. So you might as well pay it through the child support
The
office.
child support one is a lot more
And-
expensive.
Is it?
I mean, not like I know, but
Yeah, because I mean, typically you can get a paternity test online, and they're not really expensive anymore.
And let me say this,
it's
you
not
guys.
valid in court though.
Yeah, I know that. I do know
us a
that.
favor. We got 20 people on here. Share the live, please. Share the mother.
We are sorry that we had to take no, but please share it. Share so this number can grow. This is really good information. I hate that we had so many technical difficulties, but we're still in it. We are dedicated to finishing this tonight. But if you have somebody that are struggling and need some answers, if you are a wife and you know your husband, if you are a girlfriend and know that your boyfriend is struggling with some child support, you might want to get these answers. Thank you, Nicole. You might want to get the answers that he need to his questions.
So we do have some fees, costs and fees that the custodial parents. So these are the ones the custodial parents are paying, and then the actual, I guess, father would have to pay this back in child support, right? No. Okay, let me see. Let me read. Let me see. So these are the costs of the services, including like the legal services. Okay, so we have the application fee. The person applying for child support services will pay this application fee. Is this now? Child support fees? Okay, so this is now. Okay, so now, back then, we didn't have to pay.
You can. They can't hear your voice. You can. Speak
Yeah, they
it.
can't
Yeah,
hear
they
you.
can't hear your voice. Yeah, no, they can't hear you. Yeah, so you could just tell us the answer, and we'll say it. She doesn't have a mic. Just tell us, so it could be more quicker.
If they on Medicaid, if it's a Medicaid state case, it's the services is free, but there is a non-custodial parent cost-based.
Okay, so these are the non-custodial costs?
No.
Okay.
That's CPs and non-custodial parent fees. Now,
Okay.
if the CP is not on public assistance, then there is a $25 application fee, and then there is an $18 base fee for working the case administrative.
Okay, so if the non-custodial parent, which will be the father, the alleged father,
Sometimes.
if they're not on any type of government assistance, these are some of the fees. So the application, if they want to go and put their self on child support to figure out, no, I'm confused then. Okay.
A non-custodial parent, that's somebody who don't have custody of the child, cannot put themselves on child support.
So they cannot. So if I'm a father and I want to volunteer put myself on child support, and you know what, you are right. You cannot, because I remember there was this girl that said she had a kid by me, and I said, I want you, but because paternity has not been established, you can't make a female come down there and give you. So it's so unfair to guys. A female can go and accuse you of being a father, but you can't go and put yourself on child support. So that's a female can go down there and say, I have a baby by B level. All right. They contact me. They said, hey, you have been named in this paternity claim. At that point, I have to say, I don't think that's my baby. Then we have a paternity test, and then they decide it based on the results of that paternity test.
Okay, so if they're not on any type of public assistance, this is,
Yes, if they're not on any type of public assistance, it's a $25 application fee
got it,
plus a $18 base.
There are fees.
every month to get that money. Okay.
And then you also have a $36 non-custodial parent fee. That's the person that's paying every year.
So let's just say there are some fees. We ain't got to go through that. So yeah,
Okay,
there are
so-
some fees.
So what we do want to say is, if you guys are trying to apply for child support and you do not get any type of government assistance, goes for the woman because the man cannot put themselves on child support. There's a $25 fee, but if you are on any type of government assistance, that $25 fee is waived. Every month when child support is collecting these fees. So say, for instance, you get approved for child support. Every month, $18 will be paid, I guess, out of the money that you're getting, right? That'll be an administrative fee. So they take $18 out of, say, for instance, you get $150 every 2 weeks. They're going to take $18 out of that. And that's whether they get, that don't matter.
So
Okay, if they're not receiving. So if you are receiving public, if you're receiving any type of assistance, you get all of your monthly payment or weekly payment. But if you're not on any type of government assistance, you got to pay $18 out of whatever you're getting. Legal action. On here, we have legal action. If you want to, assess with a complaint. So if you want to go to court, and I guess put a warrant out for the non-custodial parent, then you would pay $80 to get the court to initiate that. Okay, so yeah,
So let's do this so that we don't go back. We're gonna put this on our after our live. We're gonna put this that has fees and is very self-explanatory instead of going back and forth. We're gonna put this in our feed. We're gonna scan it in after our live, and we'll put this on here. We have a couple of questions, Q, that I need you to read on comments up here.
I can do it now.
We'll put that in there, which has the fees. We know there are a lot of fees, but we have some comments that
on,
I see.
Debbie
Don
King.
Foots, huh?
Debbie King said he should work and support his kids and help mom child support if they aren't together. He should be involved with his children's activities too. Both mom and dad should support kids financially and socially.
I agree, Debbie. Hey, Debbie, I agree with you.
Hey,
And then
okay, go ahead.
Don's Foot said, also, B, y'all may consider on pushing the podcast back an hour since daylight savings time on these Sundays.
Well, the only thing about that is that means it has to go later, Don. And most people, we kind of like to be done by 9 o'clock. If we put it back, then that's 10 o'clock on a Sunday night. It's kind of late for working moms to be up that late. So that's the only reason why we don't start at 8 o'clock. I mean, it really is. I mean, if you're up, sometimes these people got to get their kids in the bed and all that stuff. So that's why we go at 7 o'clock.
So let's talk about something. I want to talk about the real things, like about
Okay, let's go.
men not being able to have jobs. If they are on child support, their money is being garnished. So say, for instance, they're getting paid $1,000 a week or whatever, and they're only getting 60% of their payment. They cannot afford their bills because this is every week.
So what I read somewhere, and I'm gonna say this, and you tell me if this is true. The percentage basically is somewhere around 20% of the net for child number one, and another 5% per additional child. So if you've got 2 kids, that's 25% of your net income of your check. That's probably going to go, depending on what you say in court, but that's roughly a rough estimation as to how much child support is going to. So what you basically do is take your net part that you're getting paid. If you have 1 child, you take 20% of that. If you have 3, you put additional 5% on each additional child.
And that's a pretty large amount.
That is.
That's a very large amount. And then you have to also understand that even though initially when you're starting out in court and you're saying, okay, this is what I'm making, and you may be able to supply them with a little short check, but a very bitter woman can say, I want to petition the court and tell them he makes more than this.
Right.
So as long as she got proof and then the child support does their research, then that payment increases. So again, they're still left to pay a lot out of their checks.
Yeah.
Which means licenses are being suspended
When they get in arrears.
when they get in
far
arrears.
behind. Yeah.
When they get in arrears and they can't afford their, whatever they are needing to pay, they become in arrears. They get in arrears. So
How far in the arrears do they go before they start suspending licenses? Like, how far do they let you go? 3 months. So if it's 3 months without one payment, let's say my child support payment is $500, but I'm paying $200. Is it 3 months? Okay. So here's what I also, and I'm not trying to teach y'all how to beat the system.
share.
I'm not trying to teach you how to beat the system. But yes. Yeah, I was going to say that. But fellas, let me just tell you something. If you don't have what you're supposed to pay every month, send something. All right, that'll keep your license from being suspended. They'll keep, if you're a barber, any license that's state issued, they're going to have control over it. I had my concealed weapon permit. They can get that into anything that's state issued, they can suspend it. So what I would suggest to you, to the non-custodial parents, this could be a lady, this could be a man. If you don't have your children, you don't have to be a man. But I'm saying, if you are a man, if you're a female, what you need to do is send them something. If you're supposed to send 800 and you only have 200, send something, and that'll keep you.
But let's talk about this. Even if they cannot send anything, child support has a program called Empower, right? Okay. So with this program, if your license is suspended, you can sign up with this program. They will unsuspend your license. So
you're saying if you don't have a job.
Yes, they will help you get a job through this program.
You can't be working and go through that program, can you?
You can't be working and go through this program, right?
Okay, you have to be unemployed.
But at this point, sometimes you be so far behind, $2,000-$3,000 and behind,
right,
to even get your license back. This program will help you to get your license back and go to work. You know what I mean? So, and it's a non-custodial parent program. So call down to child support and ask to get in that program. So this says we can't suspend lawyer license. If you're a lawyer, wow.
The practice law. So that's the only license that they can't suspend if you're an attorney.
Why would they be behind?
Okay.
Okay, so I think that is a very, very good. I think that's some very good information for men who may have their licenses suspended. And I'm sure that's not the only thing, right? It's not only just licenses suspended. You guys help with this program is for other things as well.
That's for.
Yes. So if anyone has been incarcerated or behind child support, we will work with
So what she's saying is, because there's a lot of this dead air on the air. So if you are incarcerated and you need jobs, they'll help y'all find jobs, correct? And it's Empower. How do they get in contact? They go down to. Is there somebody? So if you just call your local child support office, is that just in Pulaski County or every child support office? Okay.
Pulaski County and Lone Oak.
That's a great program.
Yeah, that is. So we don't know who's over the program. We just kind of got some information from down there, but it's called Empower. Call down to child support. Ask who's over the Empower program, and whoever is over that program can get you guys taken care of. I think it's a very
But that's
program.
only if you're unemployed. If you're working, you need to figure out how to get caught up on your own. But if you're unemployment, you're incarcerated, and here's the other thing that somebody told me. If you have a judgment to pay child support and you go to the Department of Correction, do your bill, your arrears steady goes high, but you being doing time?
From what she told me or what she said earlier is that if they are behind 180 days and they've gone to they've been incarcerated, that they can call down and ask. It's a petition, right? They have to get a petition from the court. They have to get.
It's 180 days. Whoever the person is going to the prison, they need to fill out the paperwork and ask for a modification of their order.
So if there you go.
So
You have a family member that's incarcerated.
somebody can do it for you.
They have to fill out the paperwork. The caseworker has to send them the paperwork.
So if you're incarcerated,
It has
and
to be
you've been-
180 days or longer.
Yeah, that you can fill out paperwork to get a modification. Here's my other answer to you, but that's something you have to do. My
a
question
family
to
member can fill it out and send it to the person, right? And they can send it to the person that's incarcerated. The person that's incarcerated can send it back to child support, and that's how you get it taken care of. But they will stop the child support payment.
Arrears.
They will stop that part.
Okay, so my to answer the question, if you're incarcerated, if you do not tell them that you're incarcerated, your bill is going to keep getting your monthly fees that are accumulating.
Yes.
It's going to keep accumulating. So I've had friends that go and be incarcerated for 5 years. When they get out, they're $10,000 and $15,000 and $20,000 behind in child support.
So Patricia Moreland wants to know: is there a statute of limitations on child support?
When you say statute of limitation,
Is there a cutoff? Like, is there a cutoff on the
I think
limitations?
I think she's saying, I want you to clear that up because that could be interpreted as a couple of things, Patricia. What are you asking? When you say a statute of limitation, when you file, how far can they go back and back pay?
Mm-hmm.
Now some judges only do file date or
Yeah. So apparently when
yeah.
you file, that's as far as you can go back. You can't say you wait till the child get 10 and you want to get 10 years worth of child support.
You only
'cause
can
they've
go
never-
back 3 years.
You can go back 3 years?
Only 3 years. So if you put a child on child support, if you put your child's father on child support today, they only can go back 3 years.
Okay.
Versus when they used to go back to the date of birth.
Okay, Patricia, hopefully that answers your question. You've asking number of years. So they can go back 3 years.
She has an answer for Nicole Weston too.
Yeah.
Nicole
What's Nicole's?
My baby daddy is $90,000 in arrears. 4 children, they all grown now. And she asked how old are they now?
She said they're
Nicole.
grown.
But those arrears never leave, even if the kids get to be 18 and 20. And those arrears.
she has to get a judgment on the case prior to their 23rd birthday.
You have to get a judgment on the case prior to them turning 23 years old.
So if I own.
After 23 years old, does it go away?
Now, if it's not a judgment in place, it goes away.
So
If there's a judgment in place, they will have to pay until it's a zero balance.
okay, so Nicole, what she's saying is, in order for you to get any type of money back from this, you have to go and get a judgment before they turn 23. If you don't, after they turn 23, then they have to. Then it goes away.
So
It
I want to
goes
make sure I'm
completely away.
sure. When the baby, when the young lady graduates from high school and there are arrears, let's say he's $20,000 in arrears, okay? And then you're saying that he's off child support. You're saying that after 23, those arrears go away?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If
Okay. So basically, if I'm behind, I can just wait to 23 and then go away.
No. Here's the thing. Most cases have judgments because if you're not paying and if the custodial parent, whoever the custodial parent is not pushing the issue, once the child turns 18, most men think that they don't have to pay child support anymore.
Yeah.
So they find legit jobs or get to filing their taxes and stuff like that. And most of the time when you go to court, they set arrears. They put a judgment
Yeah.
on those arrears. So you're going to be paying back. But if whoever has the child not pay, whoever has the child do not put a judgment on those arrears that you owe,
Yeah.
then yes.
So
You gotta
so
put a judge. You have
but-
to put a judgment on the arrears in order to get payment back on the arrears.
how do you go to it? In order to get a judgment, you have to go before a judge. Okay, so just to be clear, if your child's father, if he's the non-custodial parent, is behind and the kid graduates high school, all right, typically when they graduate high school, there are no more child support payment. But the arrears, as it relates to how far he's behind, you have to go and get a judgment, a judge to give you an order for them to still collect on the arrears. If you do not do that and you let that child get older than 23, those arrears are going to be wiped out. Did y'all get that? That was a lot, but that makes a lot of sense. So if you got a baby daddy that is really far behind in arrears, and you want to collect on those after they graduate high school, you have to go get a judgment. Okay. Let me see other questions that I have. Let me see. You got any other questions, Brittany?
No, but we can go to the other video if you want to.
What was the other video?
Well, the other one was how to stop child
Okay,
support.
you want to play that other one?
Do you?
Let's
or do
go
you
with
want to play the one where he was crying?
Yeah, you can play that one. You can play that one. Whichever you will. We're going to talk about whatever you play.
Don't cry, Diddy. It's okay.
Thank you.
Don't cry, Diddy. It's okay.
Okay. So that situation, you saw a man crying because his daughter paid his arrears in child support. And the guy that was down there that we cut it off because the video was so long, what he was saying is that there was very honorable for the kid to gift her father with the own arrears that he didn't pay on her own child support. And what he also said is sometimes the kids recognize that the mothers oftentimes put these fathers on child support to use it as a tool to get back to them, get back on, you know what I'm saying? They're dissing, they're beefing. And so I'm going to use this child support. And some of them are good fathers, but they'll go and use child support as a weapon. And, I always say, you don't want to put them in your business because when they get in your business, it's hard to get them out. So a lot of these women are using child support as a weapon when you know that these guys, some of the guys are doing the best that they possibly can. Some of them are doing great jobs, but you know that they don't want to be on child support. So you use that as a weapon to punish them.
Yeah, because everybody don't deserve to be on child support.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that I don't know that situation, but if,
Do you see that a lot when you were working? Okay. And she's saying, yes, she sees that a lot. And typically, majority of the time, most of the what's the percentage of non-custodial parents that are women? I guess it's a higher guys being put on child support than women. What's the percentage of, you think, is it about 90-10? It's a little bit more even than that.
it's even?
What is the percentage?
I would say,
That's my baby favorite kid.
I would say probably 8.
So about 80% of the child
80 who?
support, and just 80% are most guys. Most non-custodial parents are the guys that are being, sought after to get child support. There's somebody that Nicole is saying. Read her comment, Q. You got
That's the
She
one.
she
You already
was
read that
just
one?
the one that no, I didn't read it already.
You, yeah.
They can't.
What are you
That's the
saying?
one that
Yeah, she was saying how they're
kind of confused about.
$90,000.
He was in arrears $9,000, and she said that she had never pushed the issue and that he never been to jail or got his license suspended, and so
What's the answer to that? I mean, did we? Yeah, and then I could kind of see you. You listen. There are ways to beat everything in every system. If you have a high child support, let's say you're paying $2,000 a month. All right, it depends on the money that you make. If you send $400 a month, you could beat the system to not get anything suspended because she just said 3 months without non-payment gets those things. Well, all you got to do is send some money within the 3 months, and that arrears keep going up.
so even if you're in arrears and you're paying something, they don't bother you.
Most of the time, unless you sign an installment agreement, to get your license back. And in the installment agreement, it states that you do not go 30 days without a payment.
So when they suspend your license, in order to get them back, you'll have to, if you don't have all of the money, you have to sign an agreement with the child support that says you're going to make them on time. And if you don't make them within 30 days, then they'll go back. It's not a 3 months then.
So my question is, this is my question. You're saying as long as they don't if they make a payment after 30 days or, they don't make it within the 30 days, then they get in trouble. But what I'm asking is, say, for instance, they made it on the 15th day and it wasn't the actual payment that they need to pay. Maybe they made $20 payment. Does it matter? Because is it like, well, as long as they're paying, it's okay?
It's really case-based.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a case by case.
So here's the thing. If you have a case and you know this person had a track record of not paying, and he come, and not in the Empower program, but he comes to sign an installment agreement to get his license back, that's a legal document that's saying that I'm agreeing within 30 days, I'm going to pay my child support on time, and I'm not going to allow my case go more than 60 days delinquent. Meaning that
Okay.
even though he might make a small payment within 30 days, he still have an opportunity to make another payment
Before
full
60.
payment before 60.
So you want to
Got
because they didn't hear, just count what she said.
So what she's saying is, even if they have 60 days total to make the full payment.
That's once
They're
they
not
get on a
supposed to-
That's once they get on an agreement with them.
That's once they get on an agreement and they sign it, basically stating that they will not go 60 days delinquent, but they do have, like in the first 30 days, to make a payment. It does not have to necessarily be the full payment, but they have 60 days to make the actual full payment. If they don't make the payment within 60 days, the actual full payment, then of course they're gonna, get in trouble.
And I think a lot of this stuff, like she's saying, is so case. I mean, what we're saying, it could be different if you, depending on the custodial parent, it's depending on the caseworker, it's depending on the judge. All of these factors, there's no cookie cutter approach to what may work for me might be totally different for the next gentleman that's on. So it's a lot depend on how much pressure the custodial parent put on the caseworker. If she ain't calling and bugging him, he might be able to get away a little a little longer. But if she's one of those parents that are not letting, when she don't receive her payment, that she calls and bugs the caseworker, that guy could probably get away for a lot longer of not making payments. It really depends on a lot of factors. I think I had another question is, what did I answer? How often can you do a review? If I lose my job, how long do I have to be out of employment before I can go to them and say that my financial situation has changed? I need to go back and get it reduced. Modification.
You can ask for a review if you lose your job, but
Instantly.
but
Okay.
but that's not guaranteed because it have to, in order to get a modification, the judge have to set it off a income that you have more than 3 months. You
Yeah, so it has to be. So you basically got to have 3 months worth of. Okay, so what she's saying is you can ask for a modification, fellas. If you lose your job, you could ask for a modification on your child support day one. But typically, the judge is going to ask for 3 months of income to even base it to revise it. So if you ask for it right off, but he doesn't have 3 months of you not having any income, it's going to be hard to get an adjustment. So basically, but obviously if you file day one and you don't go to court, will they retroactively, if he grants it? So it's going to be at the payment that you're supposed to pay until he changes and revise it. This system is not set up for guys. This system is,
and that's why I want to get
this
into.
system
That's why I
is
wanna
just
dig
not
into
set up for guys. Yeah. What, Brittany? What were you talking about? That's the system is just not made.
The system is not made for men who are actually doing right by their kids, and then you just have a bitter bitch who wants to just put the man on child support. Like, it's messed up.
Yeah.
And like, I don't like it. Like,
Yeah.
I literally don't, because
Yeah.
you have men who be trying to be in relationships with another woman that's a good woman, he a good man, and then it turns into a mess because he can't even take care of his damn self.
Right.
And then he get into a relationship, and now this woman feel like she have to do more for him and his kids. It's just a lot for nothing, just because somebody bitter. Because if he getting his kid every weekend or every other weekend, he involved in football, or he taking his kid to ballerina dances or whatever, and then you got this old sorry ass bitch that just want to make life hell.
Hey Q, read this comment that was texted into our information. Give this to Q.
Okay.
Right here, Q.
Read this, Q.
It was texted into the chat line.
Child support is a joke, and it's sad how it's allowed to be weaponized by some women, in my opinion, should be criminal. I was married to my first wife for 15 years and didn't know I was on child support. She was granted a default judgment because I never appeared in court. I never knew about a court date. I was then in the military and traveled a great deal, so I never received in correspondence from the Office of Child Support. My then wife wrote a letter to child support and asked them to stop my child support, and what they did was stop trying to garnish my check, but it wasn't ended because that could only be done via court order. Fast forward to the divorce, and now they're saying I owe over $65,000 in back child support. So me have a marriage license showing that I was married to this cheat meant nothing. So I know child support is a game that they play. This should be criminal. I have a doctorate and couldn't get jobs because I was unable to get bonded because of the arrears in child support.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't? Oh.
No, my phone.
Yeah, it's like horrible. So it's like I said, you have men who are actually trying to do for their kids, and then you got women who go down there just because they're bitter.
Yeah.
That's not cool, because if
Yeah.
it was put on us, like he said, he didn't even get anything from child support, and because he did not correspond with them, they just put him on child support. And I feel like that should be illegal.
Yeah. I have a story that I'll tell you that happened to me. You got a couple comments, Q, you want to read up there? Go ahead.
Okay, so
You got to get close to the mic. We can't hear you.
I'm looking in.
Oh, okay.
He swear he our daddy, man. That's
Nah, I
why I be
can't hear
saying
y'all don't have
but we
earphones
finna
on.
quit on you, for real.
No, but I
Papa
can't hear y'all.
Smurf.
I mean, if
We
y'all
finna
reading,
quit, no, because you always trying to tell us what to do.
Well, I'm
Leave
trying
us
to-
alone.
I'm trying to make sure they can hear y'all.
Well, we got this.
Tony
Okay.
You the
Dickerson.
only one can't hear.
I'm not going to have earphones
Tony
on.
Dickerson said, if you're active dad and you already do way more than child support will require, why put a man through that? Shy High Blue said, my son dad took me to court for joint custody and was granted joint custody. He got him 1 week and I had him the next week, and he didn't have to pay child support at all.
There you go. Get
That's
these
what my
folks. Get these
son's
folks
father
some real
did.
advice.
Did he?
Yeah, that's what I do with my youngest son.
Yeah, he
I
said
get him
he
a
ain't
full
playing with
week,
y'all.
and he get him a full week.
said he
he
ain't.
don't pay child support. I don't pay child support. We do for him when it's our weeks.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
it gives
have
me
him
a
do.
break.
So was you
Yeah.
trying to get child support?
Girl, was I? Yeah.
That's what you get. That's what you get. And Shy, what's her name? Shy Blue. Yeah, they got
Yeah.
y'all ass. And they said I ain't playing with y'all.
Patricia Moreland said, right, I hate the child support system. Tony Dickerson said, that's it, Brittany, a BB.
A bitter bitch.
Oh, okay. Of course,
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
I do.
Patricia Moreland said, my case got closed while my baby daddy was in the feds. Dang.
I mean, he can't pay.
And let me just say this, ladies.
Can't pay.
I'm mimicking what Britney is saying.
You feel that way.
If you have a baby daddy that's trying to be involved and do what he can, y'all know what's happening. Y'all women are not. Y'all are not dumb. If you got a baby daddy that's trying to be in your children's life, is trying to provide some financial assistance. I know you guys are saying where, it takes food, water, it takes clothing. So how do you separate being sensitive to the man's needs when the mothers still have to provide those things for their kids?
Because the man has to provide it too when the kids are in that when the kids are in his care.
Yeah, but I'm saying if the father does not have joint custody, right? Mm-hmm. And the mother, who's most of the time is the custodial parent who keeps him, the mothers are saying, if you're asking us to be sensitive to the male needs, but I still have to provide water, like gas for him, I can't be sensitive to those needs. I got to make it happen. So there's a fine line between those cases where these women are struggling because they've got 2 kids by one guy and they're having to do it all.
Well, that's easy. He should be on child support. We ain't talking about the ones who should be. We talking about the ones who shouldn't. It's really a lot of men who I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead.
And I don't know. I could be, but I'm finna sit up here and really throw this out here.
Say it.
I think 95% of men who are on child support, most of them shouldn't be on there because it's somebody
Did you
did
look
it.
those stats up?
I did.
No, we did not.
I did.
I have to disagree.
But the other 5% would be like.
So Q, you think a little bit different. You think more guys should be on child support than what Britney is saying.
I mean, I have 2 different baby daddies. One deserves it and one of them don't deserve it.
So you're 50%.
I'm
You're
50-50. Some of them deserve it.
But
some
you was
of
trying to
them
put
don't.
both of them on there.
I ain't say that.
Okay, so why was you
I didn't say that.
So why was you trying to put the one on there who basically?
I mean, he was off and on. When he get mad at me, he wouldn't do. But then when we good, then he would. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna come get our.
I'm about to throw you under the bus.
Okay, make sure you don't run me over though.
Because you remember what you said. You said I was bitter, and I did put him on child support because I was bitter.
That. But when we would stop talking or not communicating, he would stop doing for the baby. I'm gonna come get him, but then you wouldn't come get him if you got mad at me. See, that wasn't fair to me. Yeah. So instead of just wanting to be a weekend day, he said I get him a week, you get him a week, and took me to court. He ain't got to pay child support.
So you're saying, go ahead, Brittany. I'm sorry, you was going to say something. Brittany was saying something.
No, I was just trying to digest what she said. That's all.
Yeah, so you're saying about 50-50. But,
yeah, because my oldest son, Dad, he don't do anything.
And that's what I'm trying to tell Brittany. I do understand that there are a lot of women that are using the system wrong.
Yeah.
There are a lot of kids.
Somebody
First of all, I don't even.
That's still a high number.
I don't even like the child support at all because I feel like it's a program to just really throw our black men under the bus oftentimes. I just feel like, they're taking away the opportunity for us to be daddies by saying, we're giving you some child support, we're giving you some child support, we're giving you some Medicaid, so go, we the daddy. They ain't the daddy. And I feel like oftentimes when you get, and I'm glad you don't work there no more, because I think that those child support people are really very hard to deal with, and they come in with an attitude a lot of times because they talking to these bitter ass baby mamas, and the only story they hear from them first, and then they call you with an attitude.
Shout out to my caseworker, Miss Barbara. She cool.
She cool.
I guess that
Is she cool with the baby daddy though?
Yeah, she was like, just trying to find where you're working now. I don't know.
Because most of the time, by the time they get to us, they done heard y'all yip yap. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go off though.
Listen, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Here's what.
No.
Okay, so
they can hear a little bit, but not a lot. So we're gonna have to repeat what you say.
So here's what the thing is.
Do you want a mic? Okay.
If they have a child support case,
okay,
that caseworker belongs to them too.
So what she just said is the caseworker not only just belong to the mother; they're there to work for you as well.
And the attorney is not the mother attorney that works for child support. The attorney works for child support. So it represents the mother and the father, but they really represent the child.
Yeah. But, when I was going through it, what she just said is the attorney and the caseworker works for the actual child, basically. They're trying to do what's in the best interest of the child and the biological.
The laws.
Okay, the laws.
But it was something that you was just saying when you I don't want to.
And I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel that way when I was, and I still don't feel that way, Brittany. It's always a hassle to feel like it's not one-sided. And that's what you're saying.
Well, I just feel like I know, like, okay, this is how I feel. Oh, I hope y'all don't get mad at me.
Let me Greg get mad.
Go ahead and get mad. Q, look, go ahead and get out the way because you're not finna agree with this. I literally feel like I don't think nobody deserves to be on child support. And the reason I feel like this, even if they not doing what they not supposed, I do. Because y'all lay down and had these kids with these men. This how I feel. At the end of the day, they was sorry when you got with them. I know they sorry now. And child support does not help a man do anything. It doesn't help them become a better father. It doesn't do anything but deteriorate their mental. They're not going to want to do shit because this system is not set up to encourage better. It's set up to fail a black male or female who on child support.
Yeah.
So even if they own child support, they're never going to become better because you hear a lot of men who say, shit, I've been on child support since, you know what I'm saying, my baby, was however, and I'm 72 now. I mean, they still in the rears. You still not going to get no money for them. So at the end of the day, what's the point in forcing somebody to be a daddy? Like, I just feel like take care of your kid, do what you have to do, and don't force nobody to be a father because what is it helping? I feel like I'm a people lover. Like, I love people no matter if they right or wrong. I don't care. I'm going to try to help them through shit. And I feel like this is not helping nobody become a better father or a better parent. That's how I feel. Like, if you sitting up here whooping my ass for not being a good parent, I'm probably not going to be a good parent because you're pissing me off. Like, I don't want to be a good parent. Like, why? Because trying to be, you forcing me to be a good parent is making me not be able to work, making me not have a place to stay, suspending my license. I cannot be an adult. I don't want to do shit, but probably kill myself.
Now,
you know what I mean? Like,
and I do feel, so let me pick it back. I feel like that there are a lot of cases that are like that. But I also see the other side too.
I do too.
I
But
also
I still
see
don't.
that there are some daddies that's just sorry as hell.
They are, but they gonna forever be sorry, whether
Well,
with child support or not.
but-
I would imagine under my baby daddy's ass.
but-
No, that nigga got
but
a job.
If he's sorry, it's not fair to the kids and the mother that they have to provide everything for that child. And you get to be, now I do understand what you're saying because you laid down and had a baby by this guy. Maybe he wasn't sorry when they
Nah,
got
he was
pregnant.
sorry.
Exactly. No.
But
wasn't.
I also know that just like we play the game and we say the women is bitter, there are some guys that don't want to fuck with the kids and do something,
That's true.
because they not with the mother.
That's true.
So I think it's.
But why force him to be a father? Like, if he don't want, this the thing.
I guess
And this
what they're
with
saying-
But this is even with a woman.
Okay.
Like how we talked about last week. If you don't like my kid, I don't want my kid around you. I don't even want your money.
Okay. Well, see, that's the difference in you and most women. Because most women will say, you ain't got to be around, but cut the fucking check.
I don't want it.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Because this is the thing, I'm teaching my kids to still deal with a person who don't want them. Like, I'm teaching my kids to accept the bare minimum. Our money ain't good money, and we don't need your. If you don't want my child, they don't want you. We don't want you. We don't want your money.
I hear you.
Because at the end of the day, I'd rather cut all ties with you, even your money, because you probably think I need you with this money, and it ain't nothing. You can't live off child support.
That's
It
the
ain't
other
doing
thing I did
anything.
some research. Whatever that money that they give you, it's not going to be enough to
It's
take care of
not-
that child. It's pennies. It's pennies on the dollars. It's
It's
minuscule.
nothing.
It's very small. That's why I'm telling. Ooh, somebody wrote a damn paragraph. You got to read all that. That's a
Whoa.
lot. That's a
Now
lot.
you got to call in on that.
Who was that?
That was Deshaun Robinson. Call in, Deshaun. Come on now.
Deshaun, that is a lot. I wish you would call 501-650-9726, Deshaun. That is a lot. So while we're waiting on Deshaun, there's a couple other comments.
501-650-9726.
Before you read, Q, We're going to, not that. We're going to ask Deshaun to call in.
Come on
Deshaun,
now.
please, 50165. That is a lot to read. It took up our whole screen here, and we couldn't see any other comments.
I hope y'all not mad at me, but I'm just saying, y'all.
No,
we
no,
don't
no,
know.
no.
Some
And
women
you
agree
know,
with you.
Yeah.
You my girl. We not gonna
No.
always agree on. So you,
you know
that's
I
fair.
love
I love
you.
you
Listen.
more.
saying.
But at the end of the
I take
day,
care of
you're
your
not
baby.
gonna help. We're not gonna lay together, and then you decide, well, you're not gonna help me with our child.
Yeah.
Like, no. If you lost your job, okay. What if I was to lose my job? I
That's what
gotta
I'm
go
talking
get
about.
He's sorry, yeah.
But he's
yeah.
sorry, but let me help you out because you're going to help me with this child.
But guess what?
that
If
we
you
made.
lost your job, what you gonna do?
I'm gonna go and get another one and get two. I'm gonna get two
Because
jobs.
what?
Because I'm the mother. I
And
love
you
my
love you.
child.
There you go. But listen, if he don't
whether
do
he
it-
loves or guess what? At the end of the day, you're going to help me with this seed that you helped me create.
And
I
I
get
think,
He ain't gotta
and
spend
as
no
I'm
time with him.
saying, I think that there is
I get it.
Yeah,
a balance. I think that just as we can say there are some bitter females that use it as a tool, we can also say that there's some guys that be sorry and they're only sorry because the woman don't want them. Okay, I got a call here. This is good. Hopefully this is
Tony
hold on a second.
Dickerson, I'm gonna talk about that. What you just said.
Unpacking the Baggage podcast. What's your name and where you calling from?
It's Sean calling from Little Rock.
This is who?
This is Deshaun calling from Little Rock.
Okay, Sean, is that the guy that got the? Okay, Sean,
can't
what is
hear
your
you.
what is
I
your
can't.
question, Sean?
Can you hear?
Okay, how you doing, Brian?
Oh, this man called my government name. Okay.
Hey, so check this out. I was
Just turn it up.
what happened? The whole situation is that I got incarcerated. Back a few years ago, and I wasn't behind on my child support ever till I was incarcerated. While I was incarcerated, said that they could not stop the accumulation of the child support, but they can. So which means I would have arrears, but what Yeah, I filed a motion to the court and for a hearing, and I went in court because of the accumulation. I filed a motion
Go ahead. Just keep talking, my man.
for a hearing. Okay, the accumulation. You know how high it got while I was incarcerated, which they did nothing. They really didn't do nothing about. Okay, so I ended up. I kind of had to fight that, and further with my life, I start, working and doing different stuff, and they're taking out and everything. I'm not on child support for the kids no more because of the age, because of their age and they're out of school. So what I'm paying back right now are arrears from when I was incarcerated.
So let me ask you this. So we can because they lost sound. You're saying you were incarcerated. You filled out a paperwork to get your payment stopped. You had some arrears. Is that correct?
Okay.
Did you say you had some arrears?
Yeah.
And are you paying? So obviously you're out now. How much time did you do?
I did 2 years and 10 months.
So for those 2 years and 10 months, you were accumulating your child support payment, and then you stopped to have them to stop billing you. Now you're not paying child support, but you still have the arrears. Is that what you're saying to take care of?
right, and that's what I'm paying. They're taking my check, my check. They're garnishing it out of my check
Mm-hmm.
each pay year uh, for for what the rears accumulate, over
Okay.
time. So
And so obviously you're saying that you're not on child support, but you still have to pay those arrears.
right, I
Okay.
have to pay that, and
Yeah.
it accumulated kind of big while I was while I was incarcerated.
Right.
Now, is there anything that can be done about that?
So
Because I heard, y'all made a statement a little while ago that said something about
if he
uh,
was
you
incarcerated.
We can't hear it.
right that
Put
they
them
can
outside.
so they can stop it from
Okay.
accumulate, but so I wanted to know, can they go back on people who have been
Okay.
incarcerated and and
And get the arrears
uh,
deal. What he's asking
yeah,
is, let me ask the lady. He said he was incarcerated. He got halfway through his term. He's got the payments where they told him he was locked up, but now he has this big arrears that's gotten. Now they're garnishing his arrears since he's out and working. Is there anything he could do with making those arrears go away because he was incarcerated? No, she's saying,
Here's the thing. Anytime back in the day before they started the modification for anybody, they did not stop obligations in Arkansas. He was right. If they went to prison, the judge at that time, when he got sentenced, should have addressed his child support
so
issues.
no, he can't do anything.
And so the only thing he have to do is pay off those arrears. It's not incriminating.
Yeah, so she said no, no. There's nothing you could do about those arrears. Obviously,
Yeah,
you
said
should
there's
have,
no interest.
huh?
There's no interest.
There's no interest, but she's saying that what should have happened as soon as you went and got incarcerated, you should have let them know. And luckily, you did at some point in time tell them that you were incarcerated, and they stopped charging you. But at this point, she's saying that there is really nothing that you can do for the arrears. Yeah, you
right.
just
Well, actually, they didn't stop charging me.
yeah,
That continued.
yeah.
It's just that they said that, like they said, the only thing they can stop is the enforcement, which means no sheriff or nothing will be knocking on doors looking for me, or sending me some type of papers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm on.
Yeah. Well, so you obviously got to pay those arrears off. She's saying that there's nothing that you can do about it.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
So I got one more question.
What's your next one?
The next question is, okay, so I applied for a passport.
Yeah, so if you applied, I can answer this one for you. If you apply for a passport until you get those arrears taken care of, you're not going to get it.
Okay.
Ain't nothing you can do about it but pay those arrears off.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Dang.
All right. Thank you for calling in, man.
I appreciate it,
All right,
man.
thank
Hey,
you, boss.
Brian, and how you doing? I hope everything's good with you, man. You know this is Sean. This is Pavora husband.
Okay, what up, Big Sean? It's Big Sean. Big Sean.
What's going on, man?
Appreciate you, man, for calling in, Sean.
All right, bro.
All right, man. All right, so yeah, he was just saying he applied for a passport, but he's a rear, and I just told him there was nothing he can do. I knew that.
So Tony, it was something that Tony Dickerson has said. What do you say?
So are we saying that's too long up there?
Yeah. Well, he already read that.
Okay, Deshaun. All right.
Tony, it was something that you said. I want to. Oh yeah, he was saying they would get their cut first, meaning that when you get your payment from child support, that basically the girls that get the money back, they will get child support would get their cut first, and then
Right.
the lady would get the rest.
That's why.
But that's what she was saying. Actually, if they own any type of government assistance like food stamps, any government assistance, she get the whole payment.
So if you're on some assistance, child support should not be making anything off.
They
of
won't.
It.
So
Okay.
that to answer what he did, it wasn't even a question. He was just saying, the girl is not getting all the payment. Well, if she's on any type of government assistance, she's getting the full payment. So if you send $200-$300 in, she getting $200-$300. But if she's not on any type of government assistance, they take 18% of that. 18%. up to 18% of it. But mostly, if they put you on child support, they probably getting government assistance. So they
Tony
getting the full
said,
payment.
I'm a girl.
Tony said she's a girl. Is it spelled with an I?
Oh, Tony, what did I say? I'm sorry, Tony. Tony, I'm finna go. Y'all
That's why
always
I should
doing me
leave the
like
comments for
this.
me.
I'm so sorry.
What happens if the non-custodial parent is, make sure that it's about to fall off, Britney. You see it on the end of that thing? Okay. Yeah. Good. What happens if you're a business owner? Do they take the business taxes
Nope,
to figure out
they
the
don't do
income? How do they decide if the non-custodial parent is an entrepreneur and has a business? They don't have a 9-to-5 job.
Y'all better get y'all own business.
How do they determine the money? Taxes. Taxes for the business. Okay. So,
But during the year, they can't take the money, right?
You said what? What did you ask?
During the year, they can't take the money. Because there was a rumor, like, if they had their own business, you guys can't take their money. That is not true.
Yeah. Nobody is ineligible. I mean, if you have kids, it don't matter. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so if you own a business, obviously, how they figure your net income is to look at your taxes. If you file business taxes, then they'll look at it that way. You know, let me just tell you what happened to me, and this is I thought this was very unfair. But when I got my first divorce, I wasn't making it as much money legally that I was making, and I say unlegally. I was gambling. You know what I'm saying?
Have to say, don't go to jail.
I don't want the feds watching. I'm talking about gambling. I ain't talking about none of that stuff.
Don't go to jail.
But what the judge did is he said, because I my job, I didn't have a job. So what the judge said is, because my then ex-wife was saying, well, he can afford to pay this. I was saying, no, I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't. And this is what the judge did. And this was back. Now they take, and we're going to talk about, now they take into consideration the mother and the father's income. But this was predating that. This is before they did it. The judge said, give me your financial affidavit. And he looked at my bills, because on that you have to list your bills. And my bills was like, I can't remember, it was like $5,800 a month. So you know what the judge did? What? He said, I know you're paying your bills, so I'm gonna base it on $5,800 a month. And I thought that was very unfair, because it was unfair. It's like, paying your bills, so we're gonna base it off that. So the judge can do anything they want to.
So basically, they counted the $5,800 as like
my income, because what they said
knowing that you needed that to pay your bills.
Yes.
Wow.
So they based my child support off my bills, and that was unfair. I struggled with it, and I got behind because I could not afford it.
And that's what you're paying your bills.
And I told them the bills was made on both my wife and me. So that's unfair to do, because the $5,800 of our bills was based on two incomes. Now we're divorced. And so you're telling me that I'm paying my bills. So now you're going to base it off that, because I didn't have traceable income.
Woo.
That was so unfair. That happened to me. And that's why I'm saying it's not a cookie cutter approach. You can go before the judge and he can just have a bad day or don't like it, and it doesn't work out for you. We got another call. Let's go to the line of this call. Hold on a second. Unpacking the Baggage podcast. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, OG? It's Larry, 10 Roads.
What up, Larry-o?
Not much. I just wanted to say something to counter Miss Kelly real quick. Because the way I feel is I don't feel. And then, let me say this for context.
Okay.
I'm a single father. I've had my son since he was 2. I take care of my 2 daughters. I'm like, I do it all. But I don't think men should be forced to pay child support.
Me either.
Britney agrees with you.
I believe that, like, my thing is, if as people, like, women have the option to say, I don't want to be a mother. They have all this type of contraceptives, abortion, everything.
Adoption.
There's no penalty. Yeah, adoption as well. There's no penalty for that. There's no, like I've been in this situation where a woman and I paid for it, but like, she wanted abortion. I didn't. I could have begged all I wanted, but that's not what she wanted. And so, but let that bitch flipped. She's begging me, yo, I want a baby. You need to stay. No, I don't want this baby. And I dip out. Now the folks is in my life. So I feel like I feel like if we shouldn't force nobody to be in their child's life. We need to, all of us, we need to consider who we're laying with before we start having these kids and see, okay, if we break up, are they going to be right? Are they going to do right by my child? Are they going to make sure my child's taken care? Are they going to do this and do that? Even if we're not breaking, if we're still together, are they going to do this? No, then why am I about to birth this baby?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm on with it, OG.
And I'm gonna just tell you, I agree with you. I think we had some a couple of shows back. I said that the mother is 100% in control of everything that happens. All right, the mother can decide to terminate the pregnancy. The father can't. The mother decides all of that. So I feel you when you say it's a little unfair to most of the fathers because the woman can control it all. You understand what I'm saying? So I get that. I totally do. I get that. I think Britney is agreeing with you that, you know, you should not want to make a father financially support his kids. If you don't want to do it, hey, you're going to get your karma for not ever, you know, karma does not have an expiration date.
And it should also be, I feel like it should be a law to protect the men. Like, it should be like an agreement, but we talked about this a few.
Look at
you remember we talked about this like a few shows ago when I was like, I feel like just like if a woman do not want the child, they can go get an abortion.
Yes, that's what he said.
But if the man don't want the child, they have no say so.
They have none.
It should be something where
both of them got to sign off to have
like, baby, this is really a financial agreement between two people. I don't want this baby.
Yes.
So how do you force somebody to do that?
Now, you know they jumped on me the first couple of episodes when I said that, and they was like, well, you shouldn't lay down with them. You should know.
I mean,
but
that
at
is
the
true,
end of the day,
but at the same time, why is it that when a woman lay down and she say, okay, I don't want the baby no more, she lay down, but she was able to say, I don't want it.
I totally
But the
get
man
that.
can't say, you know what, I don't want it no more.
Yeah.
And he's a deadbeat.
Yep. That's the first thing that they gonna do. Say you a deadbeat.
I'm with you, brother.
So again, like I want to give the context. I've been with, like, after I got my divorce, my son been with me since he was 2. He's about to be 13. Not a deadbeat by no means, but at the same time, if you know you well, no, I wanted my baby. But if you know you ain't got no, if you know you fucking with a dude that ain't about shit, don't expect shit from him.
You know that at the beginning.
Don't put the folks in his life to
You're
make
gonna
more
have some
issues
type
for
of
him.
toxic. You're gonna have some type of red flags. It got to be something. It can't just be like, oh, he was so perfect. So you telling me y'all didn't argue? It was nothing there. It was no red flag.
And here's the other thing, and I appreciate your call, Larry. Here's the other thing.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Like, y'all be safe.
Okay, thank you, Larry. You know if you are messing with somebody that's high profile, gonna be a deadbeat.
You know when you dealing with somebody who you're hoping has the potential of a great father or a great man versus a great man.
So ladies, you need to really think very hard when you're having these babies. You know, you're these baby daddies, and you know you're having them out of
Q
wedlock.
over there pissed
You know
the
this.
fuck
You know,
off. Q
I'm
ain't
actually
liking
no.
this
Let me just
shit.
tell you this. I'm actually enjoying this because this is the first time that I've had the women on the podcast split.
Yeah, we
Right.
never disagree. Really,
When I tell you, these women be ganging up on me all the time. I'm always standing on my own, but it's very. On one side, I've got Britney that's saying, "I don't believe in the system.
Y'all see
No
Q?
ways."
yeah.
Q is
Take me
saying,
off camera.
Yeah, Q is saying
Turn red.
that she believes.
Turn it
I
red.
am
Look
because
at
I'm
her.
getting pissed off.
Okay, so Q, did you never ever, like literally ever see a red flag with that guy?
I did. With my old son.
Okay, that's all
I
I'm
did.
saying.
But we all see the red flags. Now I ain't gonna say it was 6 flags, but
But
I
all I'm saying
did.
is, come on
did.
now. You can't say that.
did.
Now, if he was like, you knew he was
he was
just
my boyfriend
good.
and everything.
I know that part, but I'm just saying.
You're right.
like,
I did see it, and I thought maybe it would change and make him a better, because he started being a better father to his other kids when we got in a relationship.
So wait. So when he was with you at first, he was not a good father with the other kids.
Not in the beginning. No,
That's
he
all I'm
wasn't.
saying.
Yeah,
Bookie
no,
Butts.
I know. But what I'm disagreeing about, Boogie Bear, is you saying that, oh, well, I don't need his money, just forget it. So I got to go get 2 jobs. I got to work extra hard. I mean, I get it. You're super independent, which I'm an independent woman too, so I get it. I just think we're gonna agree to disagree.
And I can
For
see
once.
both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I can see both sides of what Britney is saying. That oftentimes, I would say this, oftentimes is used in the wrong way. Child support is used in the wrong way than the right way. Oftentimes, I would say there's probably more cases since our visitor said about 80% of the people that are receiving child support payments are females.
Yeah.
And so I'm just gonna tell you this: when you're dealing with a female, it's gonna be emotional anyway. You know, y'all some emotion. Y'all react emotion, and so if we
Y'all
ain't
do too.
Thank you.
Majority of the time.
we back
Now we
agreeing.
back agreeing.
Yeah.
Now we about to double team your
Y'all go to
ass.
Facebook,
Now you
y'all
about to
say
get
y'all
it.
don't.
So y'all
you better
are
get it.
y'all
You know
are
what I'm
Give me
saying?
some-
They go to
give me
Facebook
some.
and shit. They say they
Yeah.
don't. They be crying like us.
What
like,
I'm saying, what I'm saying, we back on this child support is it's being used as a tool. Now, on
We
the other
about to
side,
turn you every way but loose. Go ahead.
I'm used to it
I'm
though.
about to get
Understand,
you.
I'm used to it every week. This is nothing new.
Hey, before we keep going, Auntie Vib, happy birthday, Bookie.
Happy birthday, Auntie
Happy
Viv.
birthday.
Is it today her birthday?
Yes, April
Okay.
14th. That's
Happy
my auntie
birthday, Auntie Viv.
Happy birthday. Okay.
Yeah, so oftentimes it's used in the wrong way. But I do see the other side of it. Like Q, I think there are some circumstances where some of these guys, if you're not going to be involved in a kid's life, at least cut the check.
That's all I'm saying.
Uh-oh.
Got another call, y'all. Here we
scared
go.
me.
Here we go. Let's go. Unpacking the Baggage podcast. What's your name and where you calling from?
Robert Brown, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
Robert Brown.
Go ahead, Robert. Give me your comment.
Hey, now I got a man. Lord have mercy.
Is he there? Cut him up.
Robert, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. But this is the thing, Brian. Man, it's like this. Back in the day, I took care of my children, number one.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day, before I knew I was on child support, I was in college, and I wound up going to having to go to court.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the thing was, the judge. I'm sitting there watching the judge drop the child support for all these criminals. I mean, everybody that's going to prison, they dropped the child support.
Right.
I'm in college. I got 3 jobs, and I had to pay child support. And I asked the judge. I said, "Wait a minute, Your Honor." I'm like, "Now I just watched all these convicts, get their child support dropped,
Mm-hmm.
and you telling me I got to pay, and I'm in school full time with 3 jobs, and still, I mean, hell, I can barely pay for school,
Mm-hmm.
And it just pissed me off because I wound up having to, but I handled my business, and I wind up, getting everything together and taking care of it and getting off child support because I took care of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, no man should have to be made to pay child support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But hold Brittany, hold up. But he should willingly pay it. The thing is, no, you can't let nobody off of child support. If you laid down and made those damn kids, you take care of them. That's the way I see it. Because the thing is, you got these Negroes around here laying up with different women. Number one, they already got 2 or 3 kids by somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I know sometimes the women make bad decisions, but a lot of these young women are making bad decisions when they're younger and don't know any better. But the woman shouldn't be at fault. She shouldn't have to bear the burden of taking care of this child by herself without that man. If you lay down and make that child, stand your ass up and be a man and take care of it.
Right.
Because if you don't, another man will, number one. Somebody will. Because most of us are raised by somebody else.
Right.
Somebody else, not our father.
You're right.
But the thing is, you gotta stand on. These niggas always want to talk about what they stand on. Stand on being a damn man and taking care of your own fucking seed. That's just the way I see it.
Stand on business, huh?
Stand on damn business. That's what it's all about.
All right.
See, we as black people, we let too much shit slide. Hell no. You make a child, you stand. I don't give a damn. If they make you can't pay for $25 damn a week.
You look at you.
You pay that damn $25 a
Get
week.
it. Now I ain't read no more.
I got you. Appreciate you. Thank you for your comment.
He gets it.
All right.
All right,
Appreciate you.
man. All right.
Oh, snap.
My
Q,
man.
you got somebody to agree
basically,
with you.
he was saying the same thing. He was saying what you said, Brittany, is he don't feel like,
You should force
you should
it.
force somebody. But he also said that you
however-
still need to provide some financial assistance, to the situation.
Period.
I had a situation where they asked for an adjustment. What is it called? Adjustment? Modification. They sent the certified letter to my home. I had moved out of my home because my wife and I were going through a divorce, and I didn't get the certified letter. My daughter, who was 19, signed for it and didn't tell me. They had a whole hearing without me. They doubled my child support payment, but now I'm in a position now where I'm trying to go back because I'm trying to figure out what I didn't fill out a financial affidavit for them to justify doubling my child support payment. So that was unconstitutional there. They didn't.
She like, no, no.
Well, I mean, what means did they have to be able to decide that it was doubled?
Dual income. They took an average of her child support, her amount,
Okay.
and what amount you pay
I used to pay before they went up.
before they went up.
Mm-hmm.
Your income.
Mm-hmm.
So they look at the income.
Yeah.
So they took your income and her income and did an average of child support.
So what she's saying, so I can play this back to them because they can't hear you. She's saying that what they did is took an average of my income and their income, but they didn't know what my income was because I wasn't working then.
Yeah, they.
I wasn't working then. I owned a business.
You own a business, so what they probably did was
Yeah, so my social security number wasn't tied to any income because I wasn't working then.
Did you file taxes on that business?
Yes, but I
That's
was
how-
on. But go back because the business was at a negative. So most black people say that their business is not making money. Okay, so at that point they didn't still have any income to go off of. But, and I get that, she's saying that they push, but you still have to justify that. Like, court has to be able to justify the reason that they get to that. So I'm going to try to get back and get another hearing so that we can do it right, because I'm telling you, the child support system, I have no faith in it. And I've said that. Luckily, you don't work there anymore.
And you're one of the men who do for their kids.
Yeah.
Same.
But I have no
All this
faith in it.
extra.
They just doubled the amount with not, had I known I had a court, I would have showed up and proved my income, but I didn't know it. And because she was over 18, they got receipts. She can sign it, and they had a whole hearing without me. And they went back, fast forward to now me working. They finally found the job that I was having. And not only did they take it at their new amount, but they backdated to when they served the modification. So it was granted last year of like May, but then they went back to October of the previous years when they did the modification. So it's a whole bunch of tricks and trades. Fellas, I'm telling you, we have got to start getting
That's stressful.
attorneys and, standing up for our rights, because oftentimes we don't say nothing. We get railroaded because we don't stand up or we don't make the calls. We're not handling our business. So we do need to, and it don't always take attorneys. Sometimes you can't afford attorneys. But communicating with your social worker, what is it? Not your social worker, your caseworker. And obviously, because I called her and she said that there was nothing that you can do about it. But there's always something. I said, ma'am, that's not true. There's always something you can do about it. You may not want to do about it. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm getting
And-
ready to do that.
And then I just want to let everybody know, because I know we're getting ready to leave soon. Remember about the Empower
Program.
program. So you can go to childsupport.arkansas.gov and fill out the online Empower application. You can call 501-371-5020. That's the program line, the information line for Empower. I think that this is a really good program. Like I said, it's for non-custodial parents who are unemployed. You have to be unemployed and you're behind in your support payments. Basically, like if you have suspended licenses or, you don't have a job, but this program would unsuspend your license so that you can work. But
Wow.
you have to work through this program. So I'm guessing no matter what the amount is for the
Arrears.
for the rears and no amount for the license that you have, they're gonna unsuspend your license. So this is a good program. Keep that in mind. It's called Empower, and they only service the Lone Oak and Pulaski County area. So again, you got. I'm gonna link it inside of the comments because I really do think that that is a great program. It really is. Empower. So.
Okay, and hopefully this was useful. I felt like child support, as I said, anytime you use something the wrong way, it could be really really bad. But you have to figure out a way to get it to work for you and to get the system to work in its right way. It's terrible. It's terrible. I think that the system is not right. I kind of share Brittany's opinion that in most times, and I'm not going to say all times because I don't want to get stabbed by a pencil with Q over there.
I got a pen. I ain't got a pencil.
A pen, but in most times it's used in the wrong way. There's somebody got a last comment that I seen pop up.
Before we do the comment, let me do this too.
Okay.
So another thing, if you guys are wondering about your case, you can also check out my case. This is like a portal for child support. So you'll go to childsupport.arkansas.gov. You're going to create an account and register the account. This will help you view and make payments online. You can print payment information, view your recent case activity. So like when you're saying, hey, I don't even know that I received anything in the mail, everything will be in this portal. You can view and select correspondence and forms provided by child support. And you also get updated contact information on you and your children. So if they move or anything like that, all of that stuff will be on my case. So again, go to www.childsupport.arkansas.gov and create an account. This will help you keep up with your money, the arrears, what your payments are. You can make payments. You don't have to call them. Everything that you can ask them will be in your portal. So that's another good thing as well.
Good. Q, you got some comments you want to catch up on
I'll
before
let her
we get
do
out of here?
So Shanna says, what about the men who are paying for child support for children that aren't theirs?
Ooh. Wait a minute. Shannon.
We already talked about that. Huh?
Yeah, I think we talked about the fact that you are paying child support, you get a blood test, and you find out that they're not, then obviously. Okay. So you would have to get in front of a judge, and he will have to decide if he wants to take you off child support because, like she's saying, it's strictly up to the judge. And I had a personal friend that went through this, and the kid was like 15, and he was like, you should have established paternity earlier. So they made him keep paying for a child that wasn't his. Okay, go ahead, Britt.
D. Bryan says that it was stated in Congress that child support is not intended for helping with the said child. So it is used as a weapon. Then we have Lucius Carroll. He said, I don't think a woman that receives child support should be able to be or stay unemployed. This should be a part of the agreement.
Okay.
D. Bryan also said child support was not intended to help the child, so it's a weapon, period. Yeah. And so I do agree with Lucas Carroll. He says, I don't think a woman that receives child support should be able to stay unemployed. And that's another thing. They literally get child support, housing, food stamps. So that means they getting groceries.
They coming out ahead, ain't they?
Oh, hold on. It gets better. Listen, they get a car provided to them by T. So T is helping them pay that car note and insurance, and they give them gas. So that you telling me they got their own husband
And daycare vouchers.
So listen, they don't even have to go to work. They can be lazy. They can.
Water.
They don't,
Yeah, lights, water, gas.
yes, they get utility bills. So you telling me the state is their husband because did you just hear everything they get?
Yeah.
They get house, cars, clothes, shoes,
health
food,
insurance, daycare.
When people like us got to pay for this.
Yeah.
That is really crazy. And all I'm saying is the man, you telling me you getting all this help and you want $200 a month? When
That's
you
the only
get
way they're going to give
thousands
it
of
to you.
dollars?
You got to put them on child support in order to get it. Well, I'm looking at there like I don't
No,
get any
well,
that I
well, from what
wish.
I'm hearing, you correct me if I'm wrong. If the kids are getting the, I guess like the stuff and not right, if the mother is not getting the insurance, then the the non-custodial parent does not have to pay, right?
Not necessarily. So
Okay.
the child is open. Okay, so now they passed it in Congress, which means Washington. They passed a law after the pandemic because all the people was giving them free food stamps. That they added food stamps. So mandatory Medicaid, if the mother is on Medicaid and the child is on Medicaid, all those cases was automatically sent over to child support. It's not necessarily mean that the mother went down there and put them on child support. It's the way that the government is getting their money back.
But what I'm saying is, if the mother is not on Medicaid, okay.
If she's not on Medicaid, the case still can be open because she could not be on Medicaid and still receiving food stamps and still receiving a daycare voucher
Okay.
as well. So most of those cases is transferred over from DHS.
Yeah. Well, she's saying y'all can't hear. Most of the cases are transferred from DHS. So, you know, what it sounds like to me that if your baby mama's getting some government assistance, you're gonna be on child support.
You're gonna be. It's nothing that you can do about it.
Yeah, that's just what
So
it is.
let me help y'all. In order to stay out child support, and again, even with them helping, sometimes that's still not enough. But if you guys can meet in the middle, and you take
Figure out some agreement.
daycare and food, and then
Yes.
she do the clothes and housing. I mean, it got to be equal. Make it make sense. You're gonna have to help.
That's
Or-
if you got a baby mama that'll work with you. Some of them ain't trying to work with you.
Why y'all looking at me?
I wasn't. I wasn't.
Most fathers who have custody of their children don't put their baby
Yeah, what she said
Yes.
is, I 100% agree.
Yes.
The men who have custody of their children, most of the time, they don't even put the woman on child support.
No, that's true.
And I've
They
been in that
just-
situation.
they-
I was like, "You so stupid."
They just say, we going to
now we
figure
got
it
to
out.
deal with it.
They say, we going to figure it out.
Yeah.
You guys have the same benefits as some of these women to go and get some financial help. If you have custody of your children and you are raising them, most men just not gonna do it. Most men just gonna say, "Hey, I ain't finna go down and put them people in our business. I'm just finna figure it out."
D. Brian says, "So what a single father widowed can get. I got a wife. I pay
ain't
for
got
it all." He said, "They say I make too much. I got 3 teens over here. Help a brother out." Yeah, you just got to do what you got to do. Yeah, he said that the mother is passed. He's a single father, and she. Yeah.
Oh wow.
But you should. Well, he said, I guess when he went to try to get help, they said they make too much. Yeah, if you make too much, baby, you
Make
just
too
make
much.
too much. You need to find somebody to get with to marry, and they can help you out. Find you a sugar mama's son. Find
That don't
you a
have a
wife.
job?
No, they do got a job. That
Okay.
can
Help
help
him
you
out with his
out.
kids.
Oh, okay.
Shit, but if they teenagers, you ain't got long because, woo, they can get jobs. And let me say this. If y'all anything like me, I grew up in the country. These kids can start working at 13 now. 13 years old. Send they bus to work.
Mow some yards, rake some leaves.
No, they can go to work
Outside
now. Burger King,
They
get
urban
real
area.
jobs.
Yes,
No
they
wonder
can
why their
work.
little attitudes be so bad.
Girl, send them to
Got
work in
young
the
kids
summertime.
working.
But they used to do it all the
Teenagers.
time. But I think it was like 15. They used to
Yeah.
work at Wild River Country and stuff.
Yeah.
Let them kids go to I don't know how old your teenagers are, but if they 13, send they bus to a job for the summer. They can buy their own little snacks.
Okay,
They
so
can work
let's.
for the
She said they
city.
work
She
for
said they can work for the city at 13.
Yeah, they get summer jobs for the city.
Okay.
All right, so for sponsorship opportunities, we have one more opportunity. If you have a product, if you have a business that you want to get in front of the 71,000 listeners that we have that view our podcast each and every week, or these 2.9 million streams that we've had, contact myself or Britney, and we can get you for a very, very small price. You can put your products in front of these viewers. These people are buying cars, they're buying houses, they're buying clothes, hair, shoes, all of those things. Contact myself or contact Brittany Arnold on Facebook, or send an email to.
Unpacking the Baggage Podcast, lr@gmail.com.
Okay. Now, our first sponsor is Boone Hands Beauty Bar and Suites. This is a salon located at 3700 South University. Listen, if you are a beautician, barber, nail tech, masseuse, if you give facials, You need a place to practice your craft. We got the best salon this side of Mississippi. I say that about everything, don't I? 3700 South University.
3700.
It is plushed. It's a salon that's
Check
plush.
out
Top tier.
3700.
Yeah, 3700. Did you say 100? All right, call Angel at 501-612-1239. 501-612-1239.
And I want you guys to check out Dirty Laundry. That is with 3 R's. This company can be found on TikTok as well as Facebook by typing in Dirty with 3 R's, DIRRRTY. This company specializes in graphic T-shirts, coffee mugs, swimsuits, dresses, phone cases, and again, she made our logo over there, up there, over there, right here. Unpacking the baggage logo. That's our girl, Dirty Laundry.
Home Solutions. How many of us are needing junk removed from your business or residential? This includes furniture, yard waste, or construction waste. Check out their website linked in the comments or call 501-960-5763.
And make sure you guys are hitting up Home Solutions. I know me. I know I need a lot of junk removed out of my house. I've been there 7 years, so it's so many things that I want to get removed. And they have the 25-foot.
So those barrels though that you bring to your house and you fill it up.
Yes,
You put it in front of your house, you fill it up with junk. Home Solution. Then they come back and pick it up.
They come back and pick it up. So you guys get on a call. You know, you may need anything cleaned out. And they not only do residential, they're doing business too. So it can be even construction worker pickup. So if you got any construction waste, they come and you use the what's it called? You made me say barrels. That's not barrels.
Well, it's, those trash cans, those big trash cans
You
that
just
you
threw
put the
me
stuff
off.
in. I'm sorry.
What are they called?
The dumpsters.
The dumpsters, yeah. I'm like, what? Because he said barrels, so I'm thinking like the barrels like in the country. The little word. Leave me alone.
Bro,
okay,
y'all blame everything on me. Hey, you threw me out.
Yeah, you did. You did. So let's go to
right down here. Y'all see this right here?
Jeremy Bland.
If you have a wreck and you need a check,
call Jeremy Bland.
we got to start off.
Okay, let's
If
go.
you have a wreck,
Hold on.
oh my goodness, oh God.
Hold on, y'all. Let's do it now. You ready?
If you have a wreck and you need a check, call Jeremy Bland at 501-912-0050. If you have a wreck and you need a check, call Jeremy Bland at 501-912-0050.
Okay.
As we
y'all.
said, listen, he is our presenting sponsor. If you're in a wreck, I promise you, call my man Jeremy Bland. I can't say enough about the work that he does for our community. He has collected over millions of dollars for our black and brown community. I'm just going to tell you, he specializes in the wrecks. That's what he does all day.
And you get the chicks.
Get somebody that can argue with these big old insurance companies and that are not afraid. Call attorney Jeremy Bland.
Thank
501.
you guys.
You cut me off.
No, you gotta keep talking like they do on the radio. Just keep talking.
501-912-0050. Y'all goofy as hell. I promise you, y'all are goofy.
You gotta do it like on the radio. Like that's what we want to sound like. So when you press a button, you're gonna keep talking. Let me keep talking.
Are we gonna also talk about the fact that we're gonna have some visitors? You want to talk about that now or later?
What visitors?
When you go wherever you going. Are we talking about that today?
First of all, you didn't even tell my folks what's up. You should
You
have told them that.
you may tell them now.
What's gonna happen at the beginning of the show.
Oh, it's never too late. You want me to tell them now?
No, we only got 9 viewers. I'm more special than
Okay, all right. Well, we gonna listen. Just tune in to. We gonna post some stuff where you guys will have an opportunity to come and join our podcast. Okay, Brittany don't want to talk about it. She ain't going. She ain't. Look at Brittany. So, listen, she's not leaving. Stop it.
Is she
Don't do
leaving?
that.
I'm
Don't do
leaving.
that, Brittany. I'm gonna pop you in your damn eye. You gonna have
Is
one
that
black
domestic
eye.
violence I hear?
Yes, I'm gonna elbow ass in the eye. Quit playing. Quit
Well,
playing.
tell the people what's going on.
No, you said you don't want me to tell them.
Okay.
All right. So listen, here's the deal.
Hell, I don't even know.
Brittany has a new employment opportunity. She got a new job, and so she has to train for 3 to 4 weeks. Okay? So what's going to happen is you have the opportunity, our listeners, even though you guys are not here, we'll do a live. and
Q gonna be
explain.
on this thing.
Q's gonna be here, but you have an opportunity to come and be a celebrity guest host with me and Q.
Why do you say celebrity? Like you act like Beyonce, somebody coming. They're not celebrities. The only celebrity here is me and Q. Y'all are not celebrities. Y'all just coming on here to talk. That's it. Don't get it twisted.
You see what I have to deal with every week.
Don't get it twisted, baby. I'm trying to tell y'all.
You
right
have an
now.
opportunity to be a celebrity guest host with me.
You have an opportunity to come on here and talk.
Q and answer some of our questions. So here's what we want you to do: inbox the Unpacking the Baggage fan page, your name, your interest, and why we should pick you to be a celebrity guest host. We're going to have a different one each week. All right, you're only going to be able to be 1 week. Inbox Unpacking the Baggage. It's not podcast, but Unpacking the Baggage Facebook fan page, and tell them why we should select you to come and hang out with me and Q.
A time is to be had. Y'all gonna have fun.
And this and listen, I'm still gonna be able to come in. Y'all see a cute little box down there? I'm gonna have me a little box over here on the road, so I'll still be in here. I may not be able to say nothing, but I'll be here.
But congratulations to your big.
Yes,
Hey, listen,
congratulations,
Britney is
man,
making big time money.
What?
Brittany gonna be making
She
the
deserves
bag. Do you hear me? She gonna be making the bag. Congratulations, y'all. All right, we've held you for long enough. Thank you for sticking with us through our technical difficulties. This was the most challenging week that we've had since we've been on.
Thank you, Shanna.
Thank you for putting up with it. We're going to continue to get better. I've told you every week that we appreciate you growing with us. You could be anywhere else on your Sunday evenings and you're spending it with us. So we appreciate that. All right. Until next week, same bet time, same bet channel. We'll see you then.